The cries did not sound the same. One cut through the night sharp and strong, greeted by laughter and praise. The other was softer, trembling, answered by anxious whispers and hurried prayers. Yet in the unseen places between heaven and earth, the sound rose as one note, two halves of a single breath. Òṣun felt it before the Orishas did. She stood at the edge of the silent river, her strength thinned, her glow dimmed to a fragile gold. Each cry pulled at her like a thread unraveling from her chest. The gift had left her now. There was no calling it back. "Go well," she murmured. "Both of you." In a wide compound surrounded by polished stone and flickering lamps, Taiwo entered the world to cheers. His mother laughed through tears. His father lifted him high, as though presenting him to destiny itself. Drums sounded outside, neighbors arrived bearing gifts, and elders nodded in approval. "This one will never know hunger," someone said. Taiwo's tiny fingers curled, grasping the air as if already reaching for more. Unseen, a faint mark shimmered briefly on his wrist, gone before anyone could notice. Miles away, beneath a leaking roof and a restless sky, Kehinde was born into struggle. Her mother bit back a cry, gripping the mat beneath her as rainwater dripped steadily onto the floor. There were no drums here, only a single lamp sputtering, fighting the darkness. When Kehinde finally wailed, relief washed through the room like a quiet miracle. "She lives," her mother whispered, pressing the child to her chest. "That is enough." Kehinde's cry softened, as if she understood. On harvest, the same mark flickered, gentle, fleeting, unseen. In the heavens, the Orishas watched. "They are so small," Yemoja said, her waters trembling with worry. "How can such fragile lives carry such weight?" "They will break," Ogun muttered. "Humans always do." "Breaking is not failing," Òṣun replied, though her voice lacked certainty. "It is how they learn." Only Eshu smiled. "Different doors, different paths," he said softly. "Let us see what they choose." Years passed like turning pages. Taiwo grew surrounded by abundance. Toys filled his hands before he learned to ask. Applause followed every step, every word. When he cried, someone rushed to comfort him. When he wanted, someone provided. Yet something restless lived behind his eyes. No matter how much he was given, it never felt like enough. At night, Taiwo dreamed of water, vast, endless, calling his name. He would wake unsettled, his chest tight with a longing he could not name. Kehinde grew learning the weight of patience. She fetched water before dawn, learned to share even when there was little, learned that love often came disguised as sacrifice. When she laughed, it was rare and precious. When she cried, she did so quietly. Sometimes as she worked, she would pause, struck by a strange sense of absence, as though someone was missing from her life, someone she had never met. In her dreams, she stood by a river glowing faintly gold. Above, Òṣun watched both children with equal ache. "One walks towards excess," Sango observed, "the other towards endurance." "And both towards danger," Yemoja added. "Love will test them," Òṣun said, "not as a gift, but as a question." She turned back to her river. A thin line of gold pulsed beneath the surface, faint but alive. As long as the twins lived, hope remained. But far below, unseen hands were already moving. A whisper of greed brushed Taiwo's path. A shadow of betrayal crept towards Kehinde's home. And somewhere between their worlds, destiny waited, patient, silent and sharp. The river shuddered once, then stilled again.